Depending on which side of the fence you fall on, whether you're atheist, somewhat religious, super religious, this movie is gonna piss some people off. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know every single detail of the Bible, so think of this as a movie review for dummies. We're talking spoilers, by the way. The Book of Clarence is a movie that I went into not really knowing anything about the story details. I tried not to watch trailers anymore, but I was watching TV, I saw a commercial come on, it had lakeith Stanfield, something about Jesus, and Jay-Z was on the soundtrack. I'm a very simple man. I'm a big fan of lakeith Stanfield. His character of Darius on Atlanta might be one of my favorite TV characters ever. The cast of this movie was really good. You got RJ Cyler, James McAvoy, my man from Stranger Things, Benedict Cumberbatch for some reason, Teyana Taylor fine ass, and even my guy St. John was in this. Look, I'm terrible with names, but it was a lot of recognizable faces in this, and the acting was pretty good for the most part. I'll get to that in a second. This movie picks a very controversial topic, which is going to give you a lot of attention, good or bad. A basic summary for this movie is you have this guy who uses God and religion to get money and fame. I mean, it's not like anybody would do that in real life. My fault. But the movie is broken into 3 books, 3 parts, 3 chapters, whatever you want to call it. If my memory is correct, I believe the first book was called The 13th Apostle. I didn't like this part of the movie at all. The first 30 or so minutes of this movie was so boring to me, and I just didn't like some of the stylistic choices of the director James Samuel. I would say he has a unique style of directing, which was seen in other movies like Harder They Fall. Everything in this part of the movie just felt off to me. Like, even the acting from lakeith just didn't seem right. He has this moment where he gets called a nobody and has this mental breakdown. The whole twin brother thing was just stupid to me, and even the scene that I thought was gonna be cool when he went to go free the slaves was disappointing. First off, this man is Jason Bourne with the way that he was fighting, but he beats his opponent because he blinds him with the sun. I mean, I guess it's better than the whole generic throwing dirt in his face, but I just thought that whole part could have been better. Like I said, I didn't like this entire book at all. To me, the best part was the very last scene when Clarence was like he's gonna become the Messiah, and then that immortal warrior looked at him and was like, "Nigga, what?" And then it cut to that title screen. My entire theater bust out laughing. Book 2 is called The Messiah, and this was the part that actually got me into the movie when he was actively scamming and taking advantage of people. To me, one of the most controversial scenes in this movie was when Clarence went to go talk to the parents of Jesus. He went to go talk to Mary and Joseph, and for the entire scene, they were pretty much making fun of the story about this woman being a virgin and getting pregnant by God. But for the most part, I enjoyed this entire chapter, and unlike the first book, this had my interest the entire time. Throughout the movie, Clarence is trying to get this woman to fall in love with him, but of course, she's the sister of the guy that's trying to kill him. They have this very awkward dance scene. I hate when TV shows and movies do this, when they just break out onto random songs and dance. I hate that. But they dance, they kiss, they go outside, her brother is there, and then comes the Romans. But outside of that random dance scene, I thought this entire book was amazing. Everything was cool until that dude started throwing the spears. Because number one, why did the immortal dude stop running? Number two, he clearly never saw Boys in the Hood, because why was he running in a straight line? And number three, the dude that was throwing the spears got complete pinpoint accuracy, like they need to sign that nigga to the Jets. If my memory is correct, this is also the part of the movie where Teyana Taylor's character was getting hit with stones, and then Jesus came and stopped the stones in midair, healed her wounds and broke her shackles. I thought they were gonna hide Jesus' face for the entire movie, but I thought this was a great scene. To me, this entire chapter was the best part of the movie, and this was the introduction to a lot of the emotion and weight we felt in the third book. The third and final book of this movie is called Crucifixion, and once again, this part of the movie is really good. At this point in the movie, the Romans were capturing all the people that called themselves messiahs, and I can only speak for myself, and I'm saying this in a good way. This part of the movie was kind of hard to watch. Like, the thought of nailing somebody to a cross and letting them hang there is so evil to me. lakeith's performance in this part of the movie was a complete 180 from what I thought of him in the first book. Doctor Strange's character in this was kind of weird to me, because unless I completely missed a point, I feel like he was only there to give white people a face. They showed his character throughout the movie, but ultimately it feels like he didn't really do anything unless I just completely missed it. Like, at the end of the movie, St. John was painting a picture of him, and I feel like he was only there to say like he's the reason why people think we have this image of what Jesus is supposed to look like. But maybe I just completely missed it, so let me know in the comment section below, because maybe I'm just stupid. But the reason why I say that is because his character in his scenes was just another reminder for me. As I've gotten older, I realized that racism plays a part in every single fabric of my life, including religion. Like, if you believe in Christianity and where all those events took place, in a land full of black, brown, whatever you want to call them, what are the odds that a white man is going to be the face of the person that's supposed to save the entire world? What are the odds that a white man is the son of God? A white man is the face of Jesus? But what do I know? As of this recording, it looks like the Book of Clarence is bombing hard at the box office and only projected to make about $3 million in its first weekend. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 67% and a fan rating of 76%. Honestly, I kind of agree with both of those scores. I'm going to give this movie a 7, which is a good on my scale. I would do 6.5, but I don't do half scores. The first book of the movie, like I said, was completely boring to me. I kept checking my phone for the first 30 minutes. Throughout the movie, the style in which Jane Samuel directs just isn't for me personally, but the second and third books were really entertaining, and that's the reason why I bumped my score up. I thought Clarence was a piece of crap, but by the end of the movie, I really started to feel for him, especially the scene of him carrying his cross and getting whipped up the mountain. Some people are going to be offended by this movie, but I wasn't, because I don't take things too seriously. For me personally, when it comes to religion, I have a lot of questions. I do believe in God, I pray every day, I grew up in a religious household, but like I said, as I've gotten older, I got some questions. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you offended by some of the things you saw? I saw online people were complaining about Mary. I saw people complaining about them smoking weed. Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. Until next time, see you in the next life.